Okay. So in the previous session, we discussed about what is web development and also what all the disadvantages and advantages that we had between the previous versions of HTML. And also we discussed what are all the versions of HTML. So, and we also discussed what are the building blocks of HTML. So what are the building blocks of HTML? Loud. There are only two. What are those two? So what is the difference between an element and a tag? Okay. What is a tag? So tag is an individual property. Okay. So the tag with a proper content, it will be called as a element. Okay. So now what we will see, we have already seen different types of tags. So how we can create a HTML file or JavaScript or CSS file? How we'll create? So we already discussed. So in our system, whatever the file we create, everything is a document only until unless we give a particular extension. Okay. So whether it's a .pdf or whether it's a .doc, .excel, based on that extension only, what's happening here? We are just we are just changing the way of behavior of that file. So we are just telling just by giving extension how it should work. For a text file, if you save it as a .pdf, it will work as a PDF. What PDF will do? PDF will do? It will be only read only. It will support us. It will not allow us to edit. Right. So what is the doc will do? .doc. It is a code file. So it will allow us to edit. Okay. So like that .excel, it will be a Excel file. So whatever the extension that we are giving, it will just change the way of behavior, how it should behave. So that's how the extension is very important for any file in our systems. Okay. So for example, now I have a folder called AIT. So now I want to create one new file. If you see here, built-in file is a text file, right? So now it is just untitled one. Its name is untitled. So now what is the format extension of this file? Dot txt, which is nothing but text file. So if I want to convert it into HTML file, what I should do? So how I can do that? I'll just save it. So now I'll just make it as tags.html. Okay. So now if you see, I got extension of tags.html. So let me create a new file. So now let me save it as tags.css. So now what is the type of file it is? CSS file. As you can see here, the Visual Studio, as I was using the coding platform, is Visual Studio. It just converted my files into, it's already showing the what is the type of by symbols also. So hash indicates the CSS file. So the arrow marks, left and right arrow marks indicates the HTML file. So for every HTML file, there is a basic structure. For example, if you take any room, so there will be a structure, right? So for example, if there is a way to enter, so it is not like wherever you can come and wherever you can go, right? So there is a proper way to enter. Also, there is a proper way to place the items, whether it's a TV or fridge or anything. So we need a proper structure to maintain. What is the purpose of the structure? So that is what makes it more look appropriate, and that is how you can read easily. For example, just imagine I'll make you to sit in one person in different classes, like one sitting towards me, one sitting backward to me. So when I teach them, is it able to easy for them to understand easily? No, right? So everybody should be able to see me and they should be able to listen to me directly. In that case only, it will be able to, I can reach everyone. So in the same way, so there is a structure needed for every framework or language that we use in nowadays. Okay. So in the same way, so HTML also have one structure. So here I was just using a shortcut to create it, but don't use the shortcut while creating this. So now, so this is the structure of a HTML file. So whenever you create a HTML file, you must ensure your structure should be like this. Okay. So for example, now if I want to check the output of this file, where I will check? Why we should see it only in browser? Because it's a self-compiled file and its output can be viewed only in the browser. Not we don't need to. It's not a like any Python code like running in my local machine and then converting into some other thing. Here it's not. We are not doing like that. Whatever we are just created, we are directly posting it to the browser. In between, we don't have any mission that converting our code into some other different code. So that's the reason whatever we write here, as we don't have any medium in the middle to convert this code like any other into different format. So directly, that's why we said it is as a markup language. So what is meant by markup language? The language that can be understandable by both human beings and the browsers. So now whatever I write here, the same thing I can access in the browser. So for example, so if I just access the file called, what is the file name? Tags.html. So I just opening this file. It directly opened for me in the browser. Okay, let me show you. So here, if you see, what is the file name here that we got? What is that file name? See, if you see my path, here is where we saved that file, right? So that file we automatically got opened in the browser. So, and if you see, what is the name here? Document. So now if you see, so here each and every versions of HTML have their own structure. So it doesn't mean that HTML 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or DHTML and XHTML have the same structure. So each and every HTML have their own structures and different formats. Okay. So now this is the updated HTML5 structure. So here each and every line is indicates one importance to that document. For example, if you're purchasing something like a mobile, so battery will have some work to do and the signal connector will have some work to do, charger will have some work to do. In the same way, camera also will have some work to do, right? So each one are individual, but what we are doing, we are just combining them together and making a one single product. In the same way here, each and every line have their different uses. So, but we are just making them together to get our output. Is it clear? So now if you see here, the first one is the doc type. So the doc type plays a very crucial role in any type of HTML versions, whether it is a 4, 5 or D or X HTMLs. So the doc type is the one which makes more important because it is the one which tells the browser what is its document type. Okay. So for example, I can open the image also in the browser. Even PDFs also I can open in the browser, right? So anything we can open in the browser, most of the files, because each and everything is a document. So if you just access the path in the browser, you can access that file. But the browser should know what is that particular file. So it will be able to understand because based on the logic that written. But if, for example, just imagine, if I just tell you to go from here to BTM, so you can reach there. Okay, if you are a new guy here to the Bangalore, you can reach it. But if I just give you a proper navigation, like you should go to the particular stop from here and you should pick the particular 512 or 502 series buses and you should get down in the particular place. So which one will be easy? Navigation. So both the cases, my work is getting done. You are reaching your destination. But which one who will reach quickly? The person who have the navigation, he can reach very quickly to the destination. In the same way, the browser will be able to understand what is your particular doc type. But due to this, what happens? The timing of the rendering. Rendering is nothing but the time that take, how much time it will take to load a page. If you see Amazon page, for example, you're getting a net speed of 10 Mbps. So how much time it will take for you to load that Amazon in the web browser, whether desktop or mobile? Very fraction of seconds, 0.2, 0.1 second. So that is the minimum like best rendering time for any websites. If the website is getting rendered less than 0.5 seconds, then it is one of the best working set because everything is getting loaded very quickly. For example, just imagine if I'm just getting delay for finding this doc type, it will just kill 0.1% for me. Then once it find the document type, then it should enter into the document. And also what it should do? It should load each and every line, one by one line, each and every line it should be able to execute, right? So it will also kill the time. That's why whatever the code we write, so there are many different formats, like we shouldn't use the inline CSS, the image shouldn't be more far distance. So there are many things that we should handle while creating any web page. So now we don't need to worry about that things and all, but we should know what this doc type will do. So doc type is nothing but it will just help us to declare the type of the document. So here it is a HTML document. We are just mentioned doc type HTML. Okay. So in the HTML, and we also added an exclamatory mark just before to the document. Got it? So this line mentions as the what is the type of our document to the browser. Okay, cool. So next one is the HTML tag, also called as the parent tag. Okay. So an HTML will be dependent on 3 tags. For example, a building will be depending on how many things? 3 things. One is the basement, second one is the pillars, third one is the mold, right? So these 3 are the major things which will make any building complete. For example, just imagine I don't have a proper foundation. Okay, so is it possible for me to build a pillars? No, I can't. Even if I build, it will be not that much consistent. It will fall off immediately. Just imagine if even if I have a good foundation, if I don't have a pillars or ceiling, is it possible for me to construct a building? No, right? So for everything there will have a dependency. Even if I want to use my laptop, we need a power source, right? Even if you want to come from somewhere, there is a medium. If you don't have a leg, you can drive in a bike, right? So we need a medium everywhere. We need some medium to access our works. In the same way here, HTML also have 3 mediums which will help us to achieve our goal. That nothing but to just showcase our content into the browser. Some of them, first one parent is the HTML. So this tag can be declared at the starting of our page. So, and it also get closed at the ending of our page. So you already know how the tags will be closed and ended. So if we just go with the types of tags, so it is nothing but comment. Okay. So less than symbol, exclamatory, hyphen, hyphen, space, hyphen, hyphen, greater than symbol. So now it is called as the multi-line comment line, we call it as. That means whatever you write here, so it will not reflect in the browser. For example, now if you see, I'll just write here like Achievers ID. So now if I save it, so not this, where is our file? Yeah. So now if you see, if I reload, I got my Achievers ID. But before did I got my Achievers ID there? No. Why? Because I have a static file, but I wasn't reloading this file continuously, or I was rendering this file anywhere in the server. How you can call it as, for example, just imagine, you can call it as, okay, just imagine a fan. So for example, for a fan, 24/7 will be giving the power supply, but when it will work? Only when we access it through the switch. So when you switch on it, what happens? It will on. When you switch off it, again it will get off. So here what's happening? The way how it should work, the change, whether it need to move, it is a change. Whether it need to stop, it is a change. ప్రతి ఒక్కటి చేంజ్ కదా మనకు. So a change, whatever the change that need to be done, what we are doing, we need to trigger from somewhere, right? So in the static, for example, there are few scenarios. For example, just imagine automatic fans like sensor motions. So what it will do, as soon as you move towards it, automatically it will switch on. As soon as you move far away from it, it will automatically switches off. Same way happens with the browser pages also. So when you are running this page through a server, for example, HTML file is running through a server, what happens? every time you make a change in that page, it will it will render the server. Automatically it will do a call and it will make the changes and update it immediately. But here we are not doing any server calls. We are just accessing our file. We just opened our HTML, whatever the file we created, we just opened that file into the browser, right? So now if you want to see any changes, we definitely have to reload. So even when you filling any form in Amazon or Flipkart, anything, if you want to when you reload, it will ask for, do you really want to reload? Because it is going to erase the whole data. What's happening here? Whenever you reload there, it is getting to the default situation of the page. Okay. So in some cases, for example, what happens? You just logged in. Maybe some server issue you got, and it was still showing you sign in. But if you reload, the session storage is already having local. So what happens? Automatically it will take you to the home page, right? Where you already logged in. In the same way here, as we are accessing the static page. So this is now just one normal document we are accessing in the browser. So if you want to check whatever the changes we did in that file, definitely we need to render that file every time. So once I make a change, I will render. For example, there is another scenario, as I said, live server running always. Okay, so now if you see there, we have a extension called go live. So now if you see, I have an extension. Okay, now just compare these two documents. Second one is running with server, first one is running statically. So what I'll do, so let me go to the HTML and make some changes. So we are just discussing the tags. Okay, so now if I save it, okay, now let's go back to the browser. Okay, so if you see here, first one is a static file. So what is the data we are getting? Achievers IT. So now if I reload, what we are getting? We are just discussing tags. But if I go to the second tab, what we are getting? Default already we are getting. We are discussing. For example, just what I'll do, I'll delete this content. Now I'll save it. If I go there, so what happening here? It's already deleted. But if I go to the first one, static one, is it deleted? No. But if I reload here, it got changed, because if you see here, what is the path here? Local path. But if you go with this one, live server, it is just accessing a live server is running port, and it was hosting that file into the server tags.html. So automatically, so as the server is already running in the background, so what happens? So once I change anything in that file and save it, not only immediately getting, come here. So not only just when changed, we need to save that file. So for example, we will make many changes, but we should not render the server every time. So there should be a particular stop point where we should render it. So that is where the save comes into the picture. So whenever you save a file, what happens? Automatically it will render the page. So that's where it will indicate, okay, the user has written something. So now I need to, he has already is clicking on the save. Now I need to make these changes in the browser. But when the user is still typing, what it will think, okay, the user is still typing and he is writing something. So I don't need to render my server. So once he save it, then only I'll render, or else what I'll do, I'll just keep it aside. So that's how this server will work. Okay, so now whatever the change I do, it will automatically update in the server running files, and whatever in the static files, we need to manually every time reload the page. Got it? So that's the difference between a locally running static file and the server file. Got it? So now if you come with here, so let me go with some content. See, some dummy content I have. So now this is one content, and also I have this content, and also let me create. Okay, like this I created. So now if I save it, now if you see, I have these 4 lines in 4 different I have these 4 lines in 4 different lines, right? So each sentence is in a different line. So how I can expect this in the browser? How it will come? Why it will come in a continuous? Because we don't have any tags particularly specified here. If you reload, you'll get, because it's a static page. Okay. So now, so that is why we call the building blocks are very important for HTML. So what is the building blocks of HTML? Tags and attributes, right? So why we use the tags and attributes, we call it as the building blocks of HTML, because if you see now, whatever I write, even though I write in multiple lines, the output will be same. So what makes the difference between each content here? So that's where tags come into the picture. For example, just give me a minute. Hey Manjot, hey Noshika, good morning.
Hi, good morning. I'm sorry I was late today.
Yeah, just try to be on time from tomorrow, okay? Because it's already 30 minutes still, okay?
It's okay. I'll just review the lecture again once it's over.
Cool. Okay. So as we are just discussing about tags now, okay, just
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So now what we are telling, so we are calling it as the tags and attributes are the building blocks of HTML. Why? Because, so for example, just imagine, so there are multiple boys and girls here. So how can I segregate each from each person? How can I segregate person? By using name, I may segregate, but just imagine, can I segregate just by using the gender? Gender will help me to segregate a particular group like girls and boys, but I can't segregate each and every person just by using that particular medium like gender, right? So what I need, age also I can use. For example, just if you imagine I prefer just 23 age, if I just filter, still I'll miss few people, right? So just imagine I'll use the other medium like what I can use. What is the other mediums that we can use? Age, locality. So locality if you use also, we can't properly filter the data, filter the people, right? Still there will, for example, 2 people are from Bangalore, 3 people may be from some other place, right? It will be like that. But if I just use the name also, what is the issue? Name also will be for having same people multiple. But just imagine mobile number or Aadhaar number. So if you just will go with the Aadhaar number particularly, what it will tell? It is the unique number for each and every person. So if I just have that particular Aadhaar number, what I can do? I can just filter any person. So whether he is the male, whether he is from which state or which district, what is his mobile number, I can get the whole data. So even there are 1,000 people, if I have 1,000 Aadhaar cards, I can filter easily the 1,000 people by using that just number, right? In the same way here, even though I have multiple lines of content here, so what makes it unique and what makes it different from each and every line of element is nothing but tags. So if you go with the types of tags, as we already discussed, the types of tags, the first one is the general tags. We call them as general tags. So these are nothing but we already seen, which will have a closing and starting and the ending. In HTML, each and every tag start with a starting tag and the ending tag, most of the time. So if you see, so tag name, content will write, and then followed by the less than symbol and forward slash, and it will be tag name. So the whichever the tag name we started with, we should give the same tag name. So these are called as the general tags. Okay, this is the structure that we discussed in the previous sessions. So now if you just go with the second type of tags is nothing but, what is the second type of tags? Singular, self-closing or void, or we can call it with many names. So I prefer usually go with self-closing or void tag. Okay. So if I just imagine img image, okay, so slash forward slash and closing. So this is called as the self-closing tags, we call it as. So here what's happening? So directly we just started the tag name and we are not closing in the ending itself, we are giving the forward slash. So it mentions that it is just starting and it also ending in the same tag. It's not using any secondary tag. So whatever the content that we needed, so it will be passed through attributes to the these type of particular self-closing tags. So if you see here, general tags, we have a starting and ending. So in between, we'll use that space for the content. But for self-closing or void tags, we call, so it doesn't need any space for the content. So because these are the self-closing, self-enclosed tags, the content will be embedded into that particular tag name itself, like using the source attribute. Okay. So now let me do one thing. So now let me keep this each content in one tag. So let me go with heading h1. So let me go with the second content h3. Now let me go with Control X. Next, let me go with P tag. Okay. So now if you see here, so now we have 4 different tags. So if you see each and every tag, I was whatever the tag that I was started, then at the start JSON, I was ending with the same tag. I was not using any different tag, right? Here I used the h1, I ended with h1, h3 ended with h3, h4 ended with h4, p tag with the p tag. So now if I just go back to the browser and if I just reload here, you can see I got 4 different outputs, right? So first one I got bigger text and bold text. Second one I got little bit bigger plus bold. Third one I got bold plus little bit small. Fourth one very small plus bold, right? So now that is how each and every tag. So now if you see, if you go with the here, did I written any different sizes here? I didn't write any different sizes, right? So each and every line is with the same size, but same language. But content also, content is different. Some have more content, some have less content. But but when it goes to the browser, what happening? It's automatically changing its way of behavior, how it should look, right? So which making that change? Tags. So tags are just adding the beauty to that particular element. It is telling that you are written with particular tag name, so you should work in particular way, because tags and each and every tag have some particular properties. For example, properties in the sense how we can use. Okay, so what is the light will do? It is just for the brightness, just to see. What is the fan will do? It will just give us the air. So what is the hair, like what we call the hair dryer will do? Dry, heat, right? So both in all the 3 cases, what is the medium? Power supply, right? So in the same way here, it's the tags is the medium for all the tags. Tag, we call it as a tag with the name of tag, but each and every tag have their own priorities and own way of working. So some, if for example, if you take h1, it is the heading. That means bigger heading I was mentioning. If I go with the h3, I was mentioning little small heading. h4 small headings. So like that, we have headings from h1 to h6. Okay. So now these are called as the general tags. So if I go with the self-closing tags, we'll get in the upcoming classes. So now no need to worry about this. So this is how, however, each and every tag has a closing and starting and ending. So in the same way, our HTML page also will have a starting and ending. Okay. So for example, now I just commenting out these whole lines. Okay, multiple line comment I was doing. So now if I go to the browser and if I reload, so do you have anything? But that's not true. Why? Because never the browser page will be empty. So that is where we get the developers tool. For example, whichever the website that you see, the way how a developer sees and the end user will see it is completely different. So for example, now if you see whatever the content that I written in that HTML file, so I'm able to see that whole content here or not, including the comment code. See, including the commented code, I'm able to see or not. So this is called as the elements tab in our developer tool, we call it as. So it can be accessed by using right click and inspect, or shortcut is Control Shift I. Okay. So this is a shortcut to access the developer tools. So it is what help us to check what is happening with our whole web page. By just you accessing this developer tool, we can get the whole code of that particular website, and we can get the what are the APIs we are accessing, what are the sectors, so like a network type, how much speed we are working. So if you want to change any, make changes locally, you can make. This all can be accessed through this, which one? Developers tool. Got it? So now, for example, even though I commented out in my local page that as I was running that page in the browser, so that content can be accessible in the through developer tools inspect. Got it? So now if I go back, and if I uncomment it, okay, so let it be. So now here, however, the tag, every tag has a starting and ending. As I said, HTML have three main tags. That is nothing but parent is the HTML. So if you see whatever you write within the that you want to access into your web page, okay, like in the browser, so that whole thing can be bunched inside our HTML. Okay, as a given example, camera, like a speaker, display, these all are separate parts, battery, but we can't use them separately. So once we merge them all together, then only we'll get one particular good phone and we'll be able to access it. In the same way, there, what is just accessing everything? The body panel is what? Which is merging all the parts into one particular product. In the same way here also, the HTML parent is nothing but which is merging all the products into all the tags and accessing, helping us to access into the browser. Got it? So that's how this HTML will work. So if you see here, there is a keyword called lang is equal to en. Okay. So for example, let me go to Amazon only. Amazon India. So amazon.in, right? So here, this is the one. So now let's go with, I'll be changing country only. Okay. So let me go to the China, go to the website. So now if you see, what is the difference between two websites? Both are Amazon websites only, right? The URL also Amazon.in, but here it is a complete different one. So here, for example, now if I take this and go to the China, is that people able to understand? So Chinese people, other than their language, not even 10 to 15% people know the English. So their native, they'll always depend on the Chinese only. So it will be very hard for us to convey anything to the Chinese people. So for example, if we give our Indian website to them, is it possible for them to purchase anything? For example, same thing, vice versa. What I'll do, I'll just go with Chinese. Now I'll give this website to you, and if I told you to purchase, is it possible for you? So it will be like Korean movie with English subtitles. We don't have English subtitles also here. We can't even see. So simply what we can see by seeing the product, we'll just have to book it. We don't know any features, whether it's a dummy or whether it's like a which product. Even we don't know the price also, because the language is a medium here, right? So in the same way, each and every country have their own language, right? Russia have their Russian language, like Dubai have this Arabic language, like that. But what is the motto of that each and every e-commerce website? It should have the clients from each and every country. He can't just tell, I'll only give you in English, you should buy in English, right? So they should be able to access in their own language. So that is what this lang keyword, lang attribute is mentioning. So however doc type is mentioning the doc type of the particular document to the browser, the lang attribute is mentioning which particular language the particular whole my website is going to be get accessed with, whether it is English or Russian or Arabic or anything. So that is what this lang will do. For example, if you see, sorry, instead of en, if I just give, see, I have some, okay, not this. Yeah. it's not giving now. We'll have different attributes. Okay, sorry. It's not showing, but okay, no issue. So here, the value, whichever the lang is the keyword that is letting the browser to know nothing but language, full form. But the keywords just two words, letter, EN, nothing but English, AR, Arabic, RE, Russian, sorry, RU. So in the same way, each and every that two keywords are mentioning which particular language that we are accessing through that particular website, so that it will help us not to see the Korean movie with English subtitles. It will help us to see the Telugu movie with Telugu language without English subtitles. Okay. So that's what this lang keyword is entered at the starting line of the page. Why it is very mandatory at the starting line? Because that is where the starting point for our execution of our HTML file. Okay. From there only my whole file will be get executed. Got it? So now if you see, just go with next one is the head and body. So these are called as the super childs of our HTML file. Okay. For example, for our body, what is the major important things? Brain and the heart. So if you have any one of them, you are able to live. If I just tell you, you don't need brain, you just live with the heart. Is it possible? Or else if I just tell you, you keep your brain and don't need heart, will you able to live without heart? No, right? So each one plays different role. So face will tell. So heart will, what it will do? It will just give us the blood pumping. So what will the brain will do? It will help us to just use that blood circulation and it will help us to think and execute, right? So if we want one thing, it will not help us to do anything. So we need both have the dependency here. In the same way, head and body are two major childs of the HTML file. Okay. So if one is the heart, other one is the brain. Here, head is the brain and body is the heart. Why? Because heart is the one which is pumping blood to everywhere. In the same way, so body is the thing which will tell whatever the content that you want to showcase into your web page. Okay. So in a content show cheyali. So for example, if I want to show my name or image or anything it may be, so that all things can be handled by my body only. But what is the head will do? It will tell where you need to particularly show that. Okay. So that is what body will do. Like execution, what brain will do by taking the blood, it will execute, right? Like thinking and executing that things, tasks, right? In the same way here, whatever the content I write in the body, my head will help what all need the advantages that I need to execute. For example, just imagine you just purchased one good, like a good bike. Okay. So what all you will do to that bike? If you are more interested, first you will buy some cover to cover it from dust and rain, right? So then you will buy some exhaust. If you are sports, just you'll buy exhaust. Then you'll put crash guards to avoid from accidents. So then you will put from hazard lights, like going on highways. So like that, you get n number of parts you will add to that particular bike. But bike have still with that parts or without that parts, my bike will run. But these are just to the additional things to my parts. Right. So where I am attaching those parts? Am I keeping them in the bag and carrying? No, right? So each and every part is getting attached to my bike only. So here, the body, what engine, what it will do? Engine is doing its work, right? Like body here. So in the HTML, the body will, what it will do? It will take our content and showcase. But what is the additional content that you want to give to that particular HTML body? So that is where my head comes into the picture here, head tag. So the same way, however, the additional parts are just fitting to my body chassis to make it more secure or more fast or anything. So these are just additional to my page, right? So head have a default tags which are mandatory, like the bike also will have a mandatory parts, right? What are those? Two tires, chain, brakes, these are mandatory. So without this, are you able to drive? No. In the same way, your HTML also have mandatory tags like meta tag character set, meta tag HTTP equivalent, meta tag viewport, title. These are like the mandatory tools to my HTML page. But there will be something. For example, I want to access some CSS styles from other website or other page or JavaScript file from other source. So these are also additional to my file, to the default byte, right? So these, for adding this and all, my head is the one which will create a bridge between me and that particular external link. Like my bike body chassis, nothing but that iron body is what helping me to attach any external parts, right? So in the same way here, my head is the one which is helping me to add any external things to my web page. But what is the body purpose here? What I'll do, body will tell that whatever you write in me, I'll just showcase it. That's what my work of the body. Okay, so that is why these two are the important childs of the HTML page. Okay, so here HTML tag is the parent. As soon as we return the HTML tag, we'll have the head tag, which will tell us help us to give the details of that particular page, and also help us to add the additional features to that particular page. Got it? So body, what it will tell? It will tell us whatever we need to write, that whole thing, whatever, anything that may be, it should be written only in the body tag, not in the HTML. Don't ask like why I can't write in head part. Okay, understood? It will be like asking like why I can't go to the side house person's house and eat. You should eat in your house only, not in others' house. Got it? Okay, so in the same way, each and everything have their own priority. Your mother have your priority, and other mother have their own son as the priority, right? You can't go and ask why you don't love me like your son, right? What she will do? She will throw chapel towards your face, right? So each mother have their loves their own children. Even they love the other children, but not as their own children. Priority matters here, right? So here the head is just for the adding the needs to my HTML page. The body is for adding content to my HTML page. Got it? So this is the whole structure of my HTML file. Got it? So now if you go with the one by one line of characters here, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is this called as? Numbers. ABCD. Sigma, mu. Symbols like 0, 1, 0, 1, 0. Binaries, right? So each and everything have their own unique characteristics, right? So in the same way, universally, so whatever the keywords that you're using, like alphabets maybe, like characters maybe, these all are divided into particular characteristic. For example, however, the age is segregated, like for example, not age. Okay, I was enthusiastic into bikes. I don't like anything else. So I'll go with bike examples, and most of them don't get irritated. If you don't also just try to know more. Okay, so just imagine if you go with FZ, RM5, like what we have, R1M. This what is this all called as? Which brand? This are handled by Yamaha. So when we see that bike, automatically they tell these are Yamaha branded bikes. For example, if you go with Benelli 600i, TRK 502X, Benelli. Okay, immediately we'll tell this is brand under the Benelli. So if we just go with Harrier, Tiago, Altros, what this and that, Tata vehicles, right? So like that, here each and every brand have their unique part, like whichever part under that you have the sub characteristics. In the same way, the characters every day that we are using, like whether you are using A, B, C, D, or whatever it may be. So these all are universally to differentiate from different characters. They have given a particular name, like characteristic 8, characteristic 16. Okay, so what this will mention is UTF-8. For example, here char set is nothing but character sets. Okay, so here the given code as, what is the code? UTF-8. So it is telling but universal text fonts 8. So that means the ABCDs or whatever the content that I am using in this HTML file, this all falls under the particular universal code, nothing but UTF-8. So for example, if you go with the binaries, like hardcore formulas will be there, like chemical formulas, right? That dotted CH and all. So these all falls under this UTF-18. Okay. So like that, we have many other universal text formats, but we don't need to worry about those things. Here, as we are using this, whatever we are using in here, like alphabets, maybe tags, maybe like greater than symbol, less than, exclamation, these all falls under this universal code text code of UTF-8. So that's what we are just mentioning here, meta. So the tag here, if you see, there's a tag name called meta. If you see, it have only starting. We don't have any ending. Okay, what this called as tags called as self tags, not self closing also, self tags. Okay, because did you see any slash there? Self tags, these and all. Okay. So now if you see here, attribute is just adding the value to it. Character set is the char set is the attribute here. Meta is the tag here. So that's why we call tags and attributes are the building blocks of our HTML files. Got it? So now if you see char set, UTF-8 is mentioning what is the characteristic code of our characters that we are using in our HTML. Got it? So coming to the next one, HTTP equivalent. It was recently added tag. It was not there when the HTML5 is introduced. It was recently added. For example, if you go with one 4K movie, I want to render the 4K movie, like Blu-ray movie size is around 120 GB. So I have three mobiles. One is iPhone 14 Pro Max. Just imagine. One I have the very Geo phone, and I have one more mobile is Realme. So in which mobile I can access this movie easily? Blu-ray 120 GB, like just not Blu-ray, relievable 4K movie. So in which of this device I can see without any issues? iPhone 14 Pro Max. Why? Is that mean that I will be not able to see that movie in the other browser, like other mobile? Pixel quality will reduce, or else maybe all the features are not there. For example, just imagine not only movie, just imagine WhatsApp. Okay, so WhatsApp I can access in Geophone also, I can access in smartphone also, I can access in desktop also, even through app. Okay, so what is the difference between using through desktop and mobile? Mobile, we can call, we can do everything. Now we got these updates, but we can't update the status and all. We can't like many features that you get in the mobile version of the WhatsApp, you'll not get in the
You can text freely in mobile.
mobile. Not only text freely, many features. Nowadays, the calls and all came to the desktop also. Before, we don't have. We'll just press the message, send message, and we can see the status. These are the features that we can see in the desktop mode. But if you go with the mobile, we can do anything. You can do video call, audio call, you can do romance, chit chat, anything you can do, right? But if you go with the Geo mobile, you can't do anything. If you want to type one message to your girlfriend, it will take 1 hour. If you send hi, if she sends a smartphone hi, you'll send 9:30. She send, you'll send 10:30. What you're doing? Again, she'll send immediately. I was just eating. 1 hour later, you'll send. Oh, I'm also eating. What you're eating? Got it? So here, what's happening? I am accessing the same platform. Platform is nothing but WhatsApp only, but different devices is giving me different way of output compatibility. So same way here, HTML is supportable by each and every browser, but not all the features. This is what you need to remember. There will be tricky questions. Is the HTML will be supported by all the browsers? Yes, of course. Whether you take Opera, whether you take Mozilla, like Firefox, whether you take Brave, whether you take Chrome, Edge, anything you take, HTML can be supportable, but not all the features. Okay, like Figmas, it can be like SVGs, this all can't be accessed in the Edge, Microsoft Edge. Even we are able to use the HTML. Why? Because many animations, advanced animation features, which can be accessed by the Chrome through HTML, we can't access the same animation styles in the which one, like Edge and other browsers. Okay, why? Because here I was supporting you, but not all the browsers. So in the same way, nowadays this XUA, okay, IE content I given as there are two attributes here. One is HTTP equivalent, other attribute is content. So I was mentioning here what I'm telling. I was telling it to make the compatible with all the features. What is the major reason of introducing this tag nowadays in the structure of HTML is because the edge is also nowadays growing more fastly, because authentication, if you go with the MNCs, your all authentication codes, everything can be saved through IE only. Nothing but internet edge. You can't even access without your password internet edge, because internet edge is the default browser and it's not any third party browser. So it will be more secure for authentications. So that is why they want to make all the features should be compatible with the internet also, whichever accessible by other browsers also. Okay. So that is the reason why we just adding this compatible line, internet edge. Got it? So that's what making it it will help us to add the access of the all the features of the HTML to the particular browser also. If you see, you can ask both that, like a chat set also have the tag name as meta, and also have HTTP colon also have meta, and third one viewport also have the same tag name meta. So why we are using the same tag name, but it was dealing with different features, right? Characters, char set is dealing with different character features, and also my HTTP equivalent is dealing with different features, and also my viewport is dealing with different features. But what is the tag name we are using? Same tag name. So tag name here, meta is the one keyword which will help us to, as we mentioned, adding multiple external features to our page. So it is the one which is helping us just to access them. There is a medium we needed, right? Even for everything we need a medium, as we discussed till now. So here meta tag name meta is the one which is helping us as a medium to access the external compatibility, whether it is SEO purpose, maybe like any new features, maybe like compatible, like a viewport, like what we say, browser friendly, different browsers, like responsive browser. These all can be handled by through these meta tags only. Got it? So that's the basic structure of our HTML. So from starting to end, each and every tag is having a different type of feature, and it is each and having the different roles. So whenever we're accessing any HTML file, this is the basic structure that we need to remember. So what is the head for? Head is just for accessing it is just like a brain to our page. What is the body? It is the shape. Whatever we need to access content into our browser web page, that we can access through the body only. Okay, so whether you use the general tags or void tags or self tags or any tag it may be, this all can be handled through my browser only. Okay, so whatever we write here, it can be directly accessed through the browser. Got it? Any doubts so far? Yes.
Yeah. Not good. Thank you, Manoj. Thank you so much for such a good explanation. Hello, everyone. Murli here. How are you all? Manjot, Nausika, Chitesh, and offline. Hi, Sivas. Hey, hello. How are you? Am I audible to online team?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So, guys, I am here to align some sort of, teaching skills. Am I making sense? So why? Because today I think he explained about basic programming structure of HTML and what is the use of head, what is the use of meta tags, right? And every day, and my team is going to come into the picture. I am representing from project team. I'm representing from project team. And my team is going to come into a picture once HTML, CSS is over. But every day, my team is going to keep assigning some tasks. They are going to assign some tasks. You guys have to start focusing on the tasks from today. Okay. And so, sir, you also start giving minimum 10 tasks. Okay. And I'll try to add one supporter from a project team. I'm going to add one supporter to this particular batch. His responsibility is ensure whether the tasks are completed by the students. In case if you are facing any challenges, my team is going to help you. And he will be available. Virtually, online people can even connect with him online. Offline team can even connect offline in Marathon. Am I making sense? Why we have to give? See, if you are not practicing, कल का काम आज करो, आज का काम अभी शुरू करना चाहिए, isn't it? If you're not starting your task, and if you keep postponing, tomorrow what happens? See, if you have a habit of postponing, yeah, let me do this particular job on Saturday or Sunday. No, please don't do that. Why? Because if you are coming on Saturday, if all of a sudden, maybe if you have any personal emergency or any work, this 5 days work will be overloaded on top of you, and you might not be able to focus on your classes. That's why my sincere advice for all of them, sir will also give you 10 tasks on every day, specific topic, minimum 5 and maximum could be 10. So you guys and our team is also will try to join with you all, and our team is going to give you one folder access to each one of the student by end of the day. Project team is going to connect with all of you. Get my point? Maybe evening time. If everyone are okay around 7 o'clock or 7:30, my team is going to connect with you all, and they will try to explain where are you going to store the tasks. Get my point? And our team is going to evaluate the tasks also, whether you guys are completing the task in a right direction. Anybody can complete the task, but only optimized way of completing is the one which is expected by the companies. If I see, for example, if one problem, if I am solving by 20 lines, if someone is solved by 10 lines, another one is solved by 5 lines, which one is effective here? 5 lines of code, why? Because optimized code, so that, and everyone knows how to solve the problem, but only experts knows how to solve the problems in an efficient way. Once you solve the problem, that problem should not repeat again. I'm making sense. That is how you have to take out nonsense out from our task, isn't it? Even though if you are an agriculturist, when you are in a paddy field, and we won't even take a good seeds, isn't it? Good plants we are not plucking. Which one we are going to plucking out? The bad, which is not going to useful for us. We have to take out. And here in your life also, the bad habits, whatever you guys have, and maybe postponing. At my point, postponing, it is one of the bad habit for every student now. So they will try to keep on postponing. So please don't do that. I'm making sense. And that is what our project team is going to come into the picture, and we are going to help you in order to assign a project. And I am available in the meetings. I'm always available in the meetings. I mean to say in the group, if you are facing any challenges with respect to any training related challenges if you are facing, feel free to ask. I noticed one here, see, kindly come to the class on time. From today onwards, whatever the schedule which was given in the beginning of our session, schedule number 1, again, I'm repeating today, guys, within half an hour, you will get access to your videos. You'll get access to your videos. After that, you have to watch your video at your comfortable zone. Don't ever try to put a distractions. Sit at one place, watch a video. Then next 1.5 hours to 2 hours, complete your 10 tasks, which is given by a trainer. That is your morning. 1.5 hour training, 1 hour, 1.5 hour watching video, and 2 hours working on the task. Then totally how much it will become? 4 to 5 hours. Your morning is effective. Your morning is afternoon. You come here, explore more in terms of the same topic. Whatever trainer has explained, deep dive into that particular concept, how these concepts are going to be useful in the project development. Where? In the project development, you have to, end of the day, you have to build a project, not for anything else. That's what you have to explore. 2 o'clock you can come, 2 to 6 o'clock, 4 hours, or 2 to 5 also you can stay. But once we assign a project, it is a mandatory for everyone to sit here 2 to 6 to work on the project. Afternoon is project, morning is task. Okay. I hope you guys are comfortable with Mr. Manoj. Okay. So any issues that you people are facing, reach out to me. My number is, again, I'm repeating here, 82-172-68018, which is already there in the group. My name is Murli Pagdala. I am a program director for this particular batch. I'm representing from a project team. Minimum 3 projects and maximum 4 projects our team is going to allocate to you, all of you. And what is the proof that you guys are completing your training on time? Only if you guys are completing a project, that is a proof for a companies, right? Inside your resume also, I am going to prepare. And as I already said, having 15+ years of experience in the field of software development, we are not from any marketing background, nor BBA background. No, we are purely technical guys having 15 plus years of experience. Resume, I myself will prepare separately because we have a resume team also. And project, we are going to allocate. We have a specific Boss Achiever Society has 122 members are working for specifically for a trainings and helping on a projects. Am I making sense? If you guys are completely completed your training properly, then you will be able to get the good results in terms of projects. That's all today's session. Thank you so much. And he will try to drive up to HTML, CSS, and Bootstrap. These three topics, I mean to say concepts, will be driven by Mr. Manoj. And JavaScript, React will be taken care by different trainers. And project is delivered by my team. And I am the one who is going to monitor entire stuff. Thank you so much for your time today. Have a great day. And whoever is not enrolled, you guys have to enroll as soon as possible. Otherwise, you will not get a video access. It will be keep on postponing. If you are not getting a video access and video and task, many things our team is going to take care. Then you will not even avail that benefits. Kindly make sure that enroll for the course and add, you ask our admin team to add your contact into group and get access of videos and get access of tasks. Moving forward, we'll be having some sort of activities in order to improve your communication skills, activities in order to improve your problem solving, activities in order to improve your, debugging. So all this, if you want to avail, make sure that your registration must be completed so far. Today is the last day. If any one of them are not completed registration, and we will not allow tomorrow. That is very clear. Thank you so much, Manjot, Chitesh, and Nausika, online team.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Bye-bye. So Mr. Manoj is going to assign a task to you, all of you.
So I guess so far you guys are clear with what is the structure, right? So what is the task for you? I'll be just noting down, just be clear with the task. Okay. So first thing will be try to go through the structure of the HTML. Okay. Please note it down. Structure in the sense what it means. So each and every keyword I want you people to research. Okay. What meta will do, what viewport will do, each and every tag. Okay. So next one will be the, so I'll go with different types of meta tags. Okay. So what are the different types of meta? Meta in the sense, this is the tag. Okay. Then what is the different features that we'll get by using this meta tag? Okay. Just try to check it out. Try to note it down. Okay. I want your written solution for each and every of these tasks, not just orally. Okay. I'll check each and every notebook. Cool. So third one will be just go through the tags that I'll be mentioning. Okay. Types of tags. And then first one will be one second. So meta tags. Second one will be text tags. Okay. So third one will be link tags. Fourth one will be image tags. Fifth one will be fish tags. Sixth one will be table tags. Table tags. one will be form tags and script tags. So these are the different types of tags. So we have thousands of tags that we have in the HTML file, but I just segregated those tags into based on the usage. Links code, what are the tags that we use for the links? I segregated them as a link tags, text, normal text types like paragraphs, maybe headings, maybe these all address tags. These are segregated into text tags, meta tags, and images, the tags which we'll use under the for the images, videos, multimedia. Simply to say, instead of image tag, we can make it as the multimedia tags, and also list tags. Okay, different types of lists we have in the HTML, list tags and also table tags, form tags, and script tags. I want you people to just go through. I'll just going to explain. Tomorrow our topic will be, we are going to cover with the meta tags, text tags, links, and multimedia tags. We'll try to cover tomorrow. Okay, so I want you people to just check what each and every category have different tags. So, and also I want each and every one of you, not particular one, have this particular cheat sheet, HTML5 tags cheat sheet. I want this to be in your mobile 24/7. Okay, so what do you mean by cheat sheet? It's just nothing but it's just like a browser. So this cheat sheet have the whole tags of a HTML5. Okay, try to maintain this cheat sheet always in your device, in the system or in the mobile. If it will be good if you maintain both. Why? Because you can read it anywhere. You will know what each tag will do. Okay, try to search and you'll find the very, we don't have a particular website you will get. Okay, different images will get. Try to check which is the best one and try to keep with you. Okay, don't forget this. Okay, it will cover the whole tags list you will have in this cheat sheet only. First try to download and then go with, you will understand these cheats. Okay, so I want this to be done for sure. And also try to check majorly this particular thing, meta tag viewport, what it will do. I'll ask each and every person individually tomorrow. Okay, what this tag will do, and also title. Got it? So is it clear for online people? Naushika, is it clear?
Yeah, it is clear.
So any people both offline or online, any people feel that we are going fast or are we going slow? Are you facing any issue with anything? I am telling it's not a college just to sit simply. If you are facing any issue, just let me know immediately. Why? Because if you are losing, I am not going to lose anything. Okay, you are the one who is going to lose. So just let me know if you are facing any issue. Cool. Okay then. Have a nice day. Have a nice day, Naushika. Thank you all.
Yeah, thank you.